Well, hello there. Thank you for clicking on my video. Welcome to Pretty Girl Loves Trap content. This is my review / recap of Power Book 2, Season 2, Episode 8, Drug Related. Now, y'all, Courtney Kemp hyped up this episode to no end, okay? And, you know, I was entertained, but it didn't give me what I necessarily wanted to give, you know what I'm saying? Like it was good, but I don't know. I wanted something a little more. I don't know. Like it gave a lot. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, I expected to need a cigarette or something after, you know, I don't smoke personally, you know, I have the asthma and whatnot, and you know, cigarettes low key kills you, but I wanted to leave the episode like, oh my God, you know, clutching my invisible pearls, but that didn't necessarily happen. But at the end of the day, I still was happy with the episode. I give it about a 7.5 on a scale of 1 to 10. So yeah, that's not bad at all. I am definitely hoping episode 9 is a little better, but hey, we're just riding this ride, okay? So y'all, this episode starts off in the courtroom, okay? And I love the courtroom scenes, and I just love Method Man's character, like Davis. I mean, I hope Method Man wins an award or something, because he is doing a hell of a job playing this role. This was made for him, okay? So, in terms of the gist of this scene, we see Jenny, you know, she represents the district attorney's office, and, you know, she has, you know, she's presenting this evidence, and, you know, she has these opening arguments about Tariq, and long story short, she's pretty much explaining, hey, you know, this is not a case about race and what have you. And then eventually tells, you know, the courtroom that, hey, we have a recording that will prove Tariq is a killer, okay? And so Davis was like, no ma'am, we were not aware of these details. Therefore, you cannot bring it up in court. So the judge agrees, like, hey, the defense will need to review this information and then we can discuss, okay? So I was happy about that, okay, because we need time to gather up our defense, okay? Y'all can't be doing this to little old Tariq and whatnot. And so, y'all, after the courtroom, you know, we're out and about. And yeah, Tariq, you know, gets a, not a visit, but we saw in the courtroom that the conservator, the lawyer that's covering, you know, Ghost's estate, he was, you know, listening and everything. And he, you know, meets Tariq in the courtroom. And yeah, he was pretty much stating like, hey, yeah, since you got arrested, Yaz went back into the system, and per Ghost the psychic, okay? Ghost the psychic said, yeah, I am putting in my will some situations, you know, and some stipulations that, yeah, if Yaz gets in a situation where no one in the family is able to take care of her, I asked that she gets adopted to a good family, have her name changed, and have her records sealed, okay? And I'm like, dang, Ghost, you was that forward thinking. Now, don't get me wrong, I always do critique criminals, how they have a lack of planning. You know, I always hate when, you know, the gang members and the drug dealers, you know, when they die, people have to have GoFundMes and, you know, fish fries and what have you to get the funeral expenses, you know, paid, you know, their children left out to dry with no future. Okay. So I always get frustrated when those situations come about. So I'm not mad at Ghost really thinking long and hard about the future of his family in terms of, you know, the money and how everyone is situated. But they Ghost, you just knew Lil Yaz gonna be out to dry, huh? But I guess since, Raina died and Tariq went rogue, he was like, yeah, I gotta protect the only innocent person in this family. So yeah, y'all, Ghost, you are a hot mess, okay? And so we see after this conversation, Davis comes to Tariq. He was like, hey, bruh, this is your notification that your payment is late, okay? So, yeah, you have up until tomorrow to get me my bread, my money, my chulo, you know what I'm saying? Because I made up a word, chulo. I meant to say moolah. But, yeah, y'all, excuse me. But, yeah, Davis said, I want my bread, or else you're going to have a whack-ass public defender taking over your case tomorrow, bruh. And you don't want that. So, y'all, we see Effie and Brayden. Okay, they are shopping. For a new business partner, okay? Because they are needing product, okay? It is dry out here in them streets and in them dorm rooms and in them classrooms, okay? The students need to get high and whatnot, all right? And so Brayden has this dude. It looks like it's his brother's drug connect. And yeah, Effie, she pretty much says, no, these drugs, these ain't gonna work, okay? They have been stepped on, and yeah, this is not going to work. So we no longer need your services, okay? And I appreciated Effie, okay? She showed a lot of integrity, because at the end of the day, if you struggling out here and you desperate, you just take any old drugs. But Effie was like, nah, Tariq would not be happy with the quality or lack of quality in this product. So no, we're gonna pass on old dude. And of course, Brayden, he a little upset, but yeah, Brayden, he's still a newbie, okay? Effie has a little more experience in the game, okay? She goes to Yale, might add, okay? She knows that clientele, they want the finest of the drugs, all right? So y'all, Monet, she gets a call from Dante, okay? And he is blowing her phone up because she is in the middle of being in Diana's room, and Diana is, pretty much telling Monet she don't know nothing about what's going on in the family. And yeah, Monet, she ain't trying to hear it, but she saw Dante was blowing her up. She scurries to her bedroom, and she's telling Dante, too many D's, y'all. She's telling Dante, yo, why are you calling me? Why are you blowing my phone up? And meanwhile, he's on the other end looking at this ring. This ring looked like it cost $1 billion, okay? I can tell this ring is expensive, okay? So he's telling her like, hey, I really need to talk to you. I really need to talk. And she was like, we don't have nothing to talk about, okay? And so meanwhile, Kane, he goes in the room where Mecca is talking to Monet, and he's telling Kane to leave. And I'm like, oh, does he hear his mama on the other end? I was like, oh, do Monet hear Kane on the other end? Like, it's so funny that people be on the phone and not picking up on things. But hey, that's neither here nor there, okay? And of course, Diana, she's creeping and listening and eavesdropping on the other side of the door when Monet is talking to Mecca. So yeah, y'all, I guess it's going to be a hot mess, okay? Let's just take it there, okay? So Dante, I suggest you get old girl with the curly hair to start rolling around that red vehicle, okay? And start playing some Tevin Campbell, Can We Talk for a minute, okay? Because Monet ain't getting it. She ain't getting it, all right? So, y'all, we see Laura and her parents finally. Finally, they should have been up in episode 4 or 5. I'm just saying. But yeah, the parents are talking to Jenny. And long story short, there's no other option for Lauren to get out of this situation. So she has to testify, okay? And so while Lauren is over there trying to get her life together, we see Diana in her parents' room snooping, okay? And she's looking all up in Monet's things, trying to find what's going on. And she low-key goes into her closet and goes into one of her Gucci shoe boxes and finds a Bible, y'all. And yeah, typically that's not normally anything that's to be concerned, but she's like, now my scheming ass, drug dealing ass mama with a Bible, something ain't right. So old girl goes ahead and open it, and she finds out that it belongs to a hospital. And then in one of the pages, she see a picture of a little boy, and she looks on the back, it is, Zeke's name. And You know how black folks do. White people probably do it too, but we always label the back of the photo, okay? And so Diana calls the hospital, y'all, and she asked for the birth certificate. And the lady on the other end was like, no, we don't have anybody by that name for that year that you just mentioned. So Diana was like, what year are you referring to? Okay. So yeah, y'all, we know this is a bunch of crock in terms of reality. You can't just be calling the hospital getting these details, okay? You could barely call and get details on a family member, okay? Because they be so top-notch with the information, okay? But this is power. I'm not going to stress about it. This is somebody else's art, and we need to have these things occur to move the storyline along, so I am not tripping, okay? So, y'all, we are seeing back-to-back scenes, okay? So we see Team Tariq, which is Effie, Braden, and Tariq. They're trying to figure out, hey, we need to find a way to get the drugs and the money, okay? Because we are starving up in here. And then we see Monet and Kane. They're pretty much going through the same thing. They was like, hey, we need to pay Davis, and we have no means or whatnot. We can't ask Papi Chulo, because Papi Chulo cannot find out what we got going on, okay? So coincidentally, Tariq calls Monet when Hurricane are talking, and he says, hey, I got a plan. Are you down or no? And Monet was like, of course we down because we's broke, okay? She doesn't say that, but that's pretty much the situation, okay? So we see Tariq and Monet, and then we see Effie and Braden, and then we see Kane. They're in the back of this little, secret hiding spot in this little coffee shop or what have you. You know what I'm saying? And Tariq, he's laying down the plan. He says, hey, the best way to help all of our issues is to rob the Connect, okay? And in the process, set up GTG as, doing it. So it low-key seems to be a genius plan, okay? And I think this scene really is showing, this is an example of Tariq being Ghost 2.0, okay? Because don't get me wrong, Ghost was a genius, okay? But he lacked trust in his team, okay? And so I really appreciated that Zeke was able to utilize his team, and they were able to work together, and he was trusting everyone to complete their part. And I really, really appreciate it. And plus, he got that ankle monitor on, so he knows he can't go certain places. So low-key, he had to really trust his team. He really didn't have a choice. But I just really love the fact that he had the foresight to realize, like, hey, I can't figure out this hole and get out of this hole until, I start trusting my people, all right? So, y'all, we also, have Kane. Of course, he got to put his 2 cents in. He was like, yeah, I got an idea to bring this up a notch, okay? So we see Kane trying to convince Drew to be a part of this plan, okay? And this is pretty much a piece where it allows Drew to get some get back and, be a part of Little Guap being killed. And Kane was like, hey, I need to drop this fool at the perfect time, in the perfect place. And Drew was like, no, sir. That body is mine, okay? So I will agree to your little deal, but I need to put 2 on a Negro's chest and what have you. And I'm like, okay, Drew, I ain't mad, bruh. So, y'all, we see, them talking about how the plan is going down. And they realize, like, hey, Papi Chulo and Diana, they cannot be around. They need to be distracted. So they was like, hey, Mama Monet, I'm going to need you to figure out something to distract Papi Chulo. And she was like, oh, I hate y'all. Like, dang, Monet. She seemed annoyed as F, okay? She was like, dang, I ain't want to spend no more than 30 minutes with this Negro. Y'all want me to distract this dude for a whole day? Oh, and I'm like, dang, Monet, that is your husband. But she don't like that man, y'all. So, yeah, they was like, okay, so how are we going to distract Diana? And, yeah, Drew, he know his sister, okay? He was like, yeah, have Tariq handle that, okay? Because when he calls, she's going to be running, okay? She's going to be Usain Bolt up in these streets. So she's going to be running to your boy. And so she will be distracted. So we see Tariq. He goes and asks Diana via text, like, hey, I would love to see your friendly little face supporting me during the trial. So boom, we got our little plan coming to play. All right. So I'm like, okay, we working together. Okay. So y'all, Davis low-key lets Tariq hear the recording, okay? And Tariq realizes, like, boom, oh, wow, Lauren is behind this, okay? So, yeah, Sax, he realizes Tariq heard the recording. He was like, hey, I overheard you playing the recording, okay? So, yeah, please don't kill Lauren, okay? Please don't kill her. Don't do this, okay? And he also low-keys, tells Tariq, like, hey, Professor Sexaholic, she had a role in all of this, okay? So I'm like, dang, Sax, do you mean to be snitching like this or no? Like, is this a character flaw? Like, let me know. So, y'all, we see Sax in the sack, okay? And he and Jenny, they're having the sex and whatnot, but their chemistry is off. This is not looking like any fun. It's looking real stressful, okay? And so, he asked Jenny, like, hey, what's up? What's going on? She was like, hey, we are in the middle of this trial and we are effing each other, okay? This doesn't seem right. And I'm like, girl, yeah, you had a while to figure that out. So, yeah, it's a little too late for that. But long story short, Sax was like, hey, I kind of want more, okay? I kind of want us to be together. And Jenny was like, yeah, I don't know, bro. Like, this doesn't seem like it's the right time. So, Sax, you want a girlfriend? Okay. I'm not mad. I am not mad, okay? But, yeah, Sax, he low-key, high-key tells Jenny Tariq heard the tape. I'm like, bruh. Are you serious right now? Like, oh my God. Sax, you need to get fired, but I know Davis ain't gonna fire you because he needs you to get Redman out. Sorry, y'all. His brother out. Oh my God. So of course, Jenny, she's all concerned for Lauren and whatnot. And so we back in the classroom, all right? It's the next day. And so Jenny, or it could be like later on, a few hours later. I'm not sure when Sax and Jenny was getting it in. If it was like a little nightcap or a little morning situation, okay? But anywho, we see Jenny, she is blowing up Carrie's phone. So Carrie, she goes out and steps out of the classroom, takes the call. And of course, Jenny fills her in about the recording and whatnot. And so she's like, hey, Lauren's not in the classroom. So she gets shook. And so Tariq, while, old girl taking a phone call, he leaves the classroom. And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? So Carrie, she goes to Lauren's room and it's coincidentally open and unlocked. Okay. And so she walks in to see Tariq there. I was like, Tariq, what's going on, bruh? And so he low-key has this genius plan. He was like, hey, if you want to save Lauren because you got her in this BS, you need to take the stand. And Real Girl was like, it wouldn't work because I'm not privy to the details, okay, that Lauren was privy to. He was like, you know what? You've been lying the entire semester, so it's not going to hurt you to lie again. And I was like, whew, that was a cute little ghost moment, okay? Omari would be proud if he watched it. Y'all think he watched Power? Y'all think he watched Power Book 2? Let me know in the comments, okay? So, y'all, it was kind of cute. He's trying to save his ex-boo. But, yeah, as soon as he suggested Carrie to go on the stand, I was like, Davis is going to flame her ass because we saw last week's episode that he said, hey, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 bodies, okay? Back to Sesame Street. What was it? Count Dracula? Oh, Lord. I'm thinking about the cereal. Count Dracula. Yeah, I think that was his name, y'all. If y'all watch Sesame Street back in the day, okay? So I was like, oh, this is coming out real good. This is coming out real good, okay? So, y'all, we back in court, okay? And so we see Carrie, she on the stand. And so Jenny's asking her, like, hey, what took you so long to come forward? Because you're saying you're privy to all these details about this book and what have you. And so, Carrie, she had this fake behind story about, I just was trying to protect my students and blah, blah, blah. So David was like, oh, really? You trying to protect students and whatnot, but you fucking one of your students, bruh? You effing one of your students and now you trying to lie to another student. But, oh, yeah. Yeah, it seems to me that you have been intimate with a lot of people, okay? You've been intimate with the deceased. You was intimate with the main detective. And the first suspect / your student. And I'm like, okay, Davis, you getting her. And then he was like, and me. And everybody was like, oh, what's going on? I'm like, oh, Davis, you snitching on yourself. I mean, it was kind of, a risky move, but is something he had to do, okay? He gets his clients off at all costs, okay? So I was like, oh, I just hope your wife never hears about this, Davis, because, yeah, she gonna want to know the timeline, and I'm pretty sure y'all been married for years and years and years, okay? So, yeah, y'all, I hope Davis' wife don't get, privy. She's not privy to any of these details, okay, about this court proceeding, but she's probably a cute little housewife or what have you, or a working woman that just don't pay no attention to her husband's business, okay? So we gonna let that be, okay? But yeah, long story short, Davis, he was breaking down all of the names, okay? Bobby, Ronnie, Ricky, Mike, okay? Yeah, Carrie, you've been doing all of the men's or whatnot. I don't know why she need a DMX remix. What is it? What these bitches want from a nigga? That whole second verse. Yeah, Carrie got all of the names, y'all. Carrie got all of the names. So, y'all, we see Papi Chulo and Monet. They're on a date. They're on, Coney Island, which looks real cute, y'all. Like, I haven't been there since I was a kid, and it did have like a very rough, rugged phase of just being like a bad place, and it's still not necessarily safe, if you will, but it definitely is cleaned up and, renovated. So it was cute seeing Coney Island being spotlighted on the show, okay? So, y'all, this little conversation kind of annoyed me, okay? So, Papi Chulo, a.k.a. Lorenzo's asking Monet, like, hey, what is your plan, okay? And she was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, you're always been 3 steps ahead, so what is your plan? And she was like, my plan? You mean our plan? So, she pretty much dismisses those questions and was like, I'm just want to focus on me and you. I was like, Yeah, Lorenzo, he didn't seem like he was necessarily comfortable with her not answering those questions. And I wasn't either. It kind of reminded me of when Lauren was asking Tariq why Diana was on a rooftop, okay? And Tariq just completely played her and, distracted her with the whole Yaz situation. So I was like, Monet, you ain't slick. But I think Papi Chulo, he was kind of peeping too. But I was kind of annoyed with that situation because I'm like, Monet, answer those questions, girl. Answer those questions, please, okay? So, y'all, we see Mecca, okay? And, he had his post, his little penthouse or what have you. And, yeah, I'm a little irritated because he was irritated. He was irritated and just real just snappy at the chef. And I'm like, what's going on here? I feel like we missed a scene or there was a deleted scene that they took out. Like, yeah, it just came out of not say out of nowhere, but I was like, hey, why are you stressed out? And taking it out on the chef. But I kind of feel like since his, not love life, but his personal life is in shambles and he's got a lot going on with Zeke and Monet. It's kind of, messed up his psyche regarding his professional life. So I can see him taking out his frustration on the chef, but it seems like it's some other things going on there, okay? And so we also see Kane. He's behind Mecca and, he's cleaning the guns or what have you, okay? And he's like, hey, are you getting prepared for a war? And Mecca pretty much said, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, okay? And I'm like, I like that, Mecca. I like that. But I just love the cinematography. I really pay attention to how everyone is positioned in these scenes and how shots are set up because we see Kane is behind Mecca because we know Kane about to stab Mecca in the back and whatnot, okay? Because we got this plane that Tariq devised. So I'm all excited, what have you, okay? So he tells the chef, get some guns or what have you. So, oh no, the power goes out, okay? And then, meanwhile, Mecca gets a call from one of his security people at the hangar, okay, with all the expensive cars and the drugs and the planes is and whatnot. And he pretty much hears gun violence going on. And yeah, he's like, hold up, y'all, we being robbed, so we got to go. So we see Tariq's plan is all ball into action, okay? So we also see a stakeout, okay? We see Brayden, Drew, Lil Guap, and Effie, okay? They're in the car. They're across the street from Mecca's house, just waiting on the word. And Effie, she got on this cute little schoolgirl uniform outfit. I was like, okay, you cute, Effie. She reminded me I was a schoolgirl for Halloween one year, y'all. It was cute. It was cute. But I love the way that Effie, she can switch up, like, I just love it. Like, she's a little chameleon, y'all, because we saw her, dressing like a little prissy rich girl in the little, department store. We see she got a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like a androgynous vibe to her. You know what I'm saying? Like she could really switch it up. She could wear the heels and the Timbs and the sneakers, and it all works. So I really love that Effie can really switch up her flow, and this can be very beneficial in her and Tariq team up together. I mean, this will be a powerful source. I would just, yeah, Tariq, holla at your girl Effie, okay? So y'all, they're pretty much devising a plan to enter in Mecca's penthouse. Okay, so boom, the power is off. So we see Brayden, he's distracting the bellhop. And then we see Effie, she's distracting the security guard. And so we see little Guap and Drew, they're going up the stairs to enter Mecca's house because the power is off. Therefore, the elevator is not working. And so long story short, Guap is just running his mouth. He's giving Drew the props and whatnot, but Drew ain't trying to hear it, okay? So long story short, Drew ends up killing little Guap, okay? And yeah, y'all, Drew, he handled his business, okay? He got his payback. So he ends up, going into Mecca's apartment, and he steals the very ring that Mecca was viewing when he was on the phone with Monet. So I feel like he's about to or plans to propose to Monet, okay, y'all? So little does he know he's stealing his mama engagement ring. This is some Young and the Restless bullshit, y'all. This is hilarious, okay? So he gets the ring in a little military duffel bag. And then we see the chef come in because at the hangar, Mecca told Chef to go back to the apartment, to tool up, okay, in the words of Marlo Stansfield in The Wire, okay? So Drew, he texts Kane like, hey, somebody's in here, what the F? So Kane, he gets away, because he's at the hangar too. So he tries to find his way back to the penthouse because Drew, he doesn't know what to do. He's never seen the chef before. So he's confused, okay? Is he an op or nah, okay? So y'all, Kane ends up getting back to the penthouse just in time to distract Chef so Drew can leave. And I'm like, oh my God, this is some TV magic. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how far these places are, but we just going to roll with it. I ain't stressing. This is entertainment, okay? So y'all, everything's all said and done. Okay, we done stole the pills that was at the hangar. GTG, they're dead. And yeah, we got what we needed, okay? And so Tariq, he gives the ring to Davis as a form of payment, okay? And it seems as though the ring is worth enough to pay Davis and still Tariq have a little money on the side, okay? So I was like, ooh, Monet. Girl, you are missing your blessing, okay, girl? And so I'm just curious as to how this ring is going to circle back. Now, Davis has it, and I'm like, ooh, Davis is going to get caught up in some mess, y'all. Ooh, y'all, I don't know who's going to end up selling. Davis is going to end up, selling, the ring, and maybe some way Mecca gets a call of the person who has the ring because it's a very rare ring. And yeah, it's going to be a whole clusterfuck, y'all. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen, all right? Now, y'all, the Don Dada of the episode, okay, is the family dinner, okay? And yeah, y'all, Diana done cooked for everybody something that took all day, did not include any meat and no taste, according to Kane, all right? And I was trying to figure out what the hell was on them plates. I'm like, ooh, that don't look good, girl. You was cooking all day? Ooh, girl. Okay. So y'all, at this family dinner, y'all, this is the hot mess, okay? So Diana ends up snitching on Kane, okay? And she was like, hey, Kane switched all the Coke product to get back into the family, okay? He changed all of it to sugar. And, Bobby Chula was like, is that true, mijo? Is that true? And Kane was like, yeah, it's true, okay? And so Kane, to get the heat off him, he snitches on Drew, said, hey, Everett's still alive. And Bobby Chula was like, Everett's still with us? I was like, yeah, Drew, that was a minor detail that you forgot to tell the family you ain't kill your boo and whatnot. And so, mind you, The funniest part of this, Zeke is at the table with the family discussing all of this, okay? He's probably used to hearing the drug conversations or whatnot, but we now talk about people that Zeke knows. So Zeke was like, y'all was about to kill my teammate, Everett? And then they started talking about how Carrie lied on the stand for Tariq because Diana, she went ahead and got caught in a lie, and Monet realized that she went to Tariq's trial. So he was like, dang, they talk about my boo and my teammate. Like, what is going on here? Okay. So y'all, at the worst family dinner ever, we see, Monet, she's snitching on Diana, okay? And she was like, hey, yeah, I know you've been up and, messing with Tyree because I found some condoms in your drawer. And, yeah, Diana was like, oh, okay, I got something for that ass, okay. So, yeah, who effing who here, okay? Because you messing with somebody named Dante, okay? And so Dante is Zeke's father, so Zeke looking like, what the hell going on? So Diana magically gets this birth certificate, okay? And she was like, read it. I'm like, oh Lord, I hope Zeke know how to read, child. And so he reads it, and yeah, Diana was like, yeah, she's your mammy. She is your whole mammy, okay? And you have been lying to us the entire time, okay? And so, of course, Mary J, she ain't got nothing to say, okay? She want to F up Diana, okay? And I have to look at it from both sides. I ain't gonna lie. I low-key was starting to feel bad for Mary J, y'all. I'm sorry, Monet, okay? I was starting to feel bad. I'm like, dang, I'm such a punk. I've been wanting her to get caught up all season. Now I'm like kind of feeling bad for her. And I was like, I kind of feel Diana because Monet has really been like a mean ass mother. So I get it. But I was like, dang, Diana, you going horde. Real horde, okay? And I'm like, you could have discussed this low-key in a conversation. But actually, she did try to discuss this with Monet quietly by herself. But they was on the way to have the date at Coney Island. So Monet just brushed her off. So I was like, dang, girl. Woo! So yeah, so Zeke keeps realizing like what's going on, and he's like, dang, so Dante is my father. So he storms up and leave, and of course Monet, she's trying to get him, and he kind of like shrugged her off. And so I was like, oh my God, what's going on? And so Papi Chulo, he's like, is this true? Is this true? And she was like, yeah. He was like, I think you need to go. I don't know what accent that was, y'all. Lord. But yeah, I skipped the point. So Zeke realized on this birth certificate that the years are not mathing, okay? The math ain't mathing. So he thinks he's 19, but he's actually 23. And I'm like, bruh, what did I miss here? Y'all, I could really go on a 20-minute rant about this age discrepancy and how they was able to get away with Zeke being 4 years older than what he actually is. But I ain't trying to go through the stress, y'all. I ain't trying to do it. So we just gonna let this be. Monet lied about the boy's parents. She lied about the age. Like, it's a lot, okay? So we just gonna let that be because I don't have time to stress about this, okay? I think they have enough to stress about. I ain't gonna do it. So Kane, his old raggedy behind, he's gonna say, so he's your oldest son, not me. I'm like, Kane, bruh, this is not the time for this. And now we're going to see Zeke is going to be the new victim of Kane's hateration, okay? Like, come on, Kane. We don't need you to be jealous of nobody else. But, y'all, this is going to be really, like, I don't know, y'all. How is Kane going to deal with this? Because now he low-key got over being jealous of Tariq, but not. He's still jealous of Drew being Papi Chulo's number 2. And now he got to be jealous of Zeke because Zeke is now the oldest. Lord, this might be a lifelong hatred towards Zeke, y'all. This is going to be a lot. But I kind of feel like Kane may low-key forgive his mama before everybody else. Y'all, Yeah, we're going to have to stay tuned for that, okay? And so Zeke, before he left, y'all, he did say like, hey, this pretty much is going to break NCAA regulations, okay? Because they're going to think I lied about my age, but I didn't lie. You lied, Monet. So you're fucking with my life, y'all. Dang. You was this close, though. You was this close. You was this close to really getting away with this lie, girl. Oh, my God. So we see Monet. She's driving and she's calling Zeke. And I low-key thought she was about to die because she was about to get in the car accident, y'all. And she emotional. She trying to talk on the phone. She's trying to drive fast. I'm like, Lord, is this the major death that Courtney was talking about? Because if Monet dies in a car wreck, I just don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if that's worse or better than actually dying from gunshots. What do y'all think? I mean, this is a drug show, so it would probably been more satisfactory from it being from gunshots. But yeah, I couldn't see Monet go out like that. I don't know, y'all. Why am I getting so soft-hearted towards these people that I just could not stand? I don't know. Oh, my gosh. So, anywho, Mecca and Kane and Mecca's crew, they just pretty much finished eliminating all of the rest of the GTG gang. And I'm like, dang, like every episode seems like more gang members come out the woodworks. Like I'm thinking like, hey, they done killed everybody, but then there's like 20 more dudes that need to be killed. I just don't know what's going on. They're like roaches. Like what's going on here? Like, geez. Okay. So y'all, Mecca was like, yeah, all we have to do now is kill the inside man. So Chef was like, inside man. So Mecca, he's doing these little somersaults with his fingers and this little blade or what have you. So he's looking at Kane and going towards Kane. I was just like, what's going on here? But no, y'all, Mecca killed Chef, y'all. So he was telling Kane like, hey, he's the mole, okay? And so y'all, and there's been some debate about this, but the way Mecca looked at Kane when Kane walked away from the situation when after Chef, got murked, okay? I know, I'm 99% sure, okay? I'm not going to have a higher percentage like I'm on Maury and whatnot. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Mecca knows that Kane is behind this whole ordeal, okay? Because it's so many clues, y'all. And the fact that GTG is a part of this whole thing, and Mecca, he's smart and he knows Kane's MO for the most part. But I feel like he don't feel he can really kill Kane because he's Monet's son and he love his boo, okay? So he's not going to kill Kane, but he low-key is trying to clean up shop. And so that's why he possibly killed Chef, because he needed a fall guy for this situation. But yeah, Mecca knows Kane is behind this. So we're going to figure out how this is going to get cleaned up. But he probably low-key knew something was going to happen, but he did dry Monet out. And she probably felt like she was, didn't have no other choice but to have this plan going on. But yeah, y'all, is Mecca going to be forgiving? I don't know, y'all. How deep is his love? So y'all, Carrie, she gets a text from Dean, okay? She in her house, drinking wine or what have you. And she also sees a text from Zeke. Hey, can I see you? Okay. And so she also hears a knock at the door. So I'm thinking it's Zeke at the door, but no. It's Monet, okay? She's looking for Zeke and she was like, no, I haven't seen him, okay? And she was like, I just lost my whole family. I just lost my whole life. And so Carrie was like, girl, I did too. So I thought it was a cute little bonding moment. Okay, we about to be besties up in here. Let me know, okay? But Monet just had this look on her face and she was like, hey, if Zeke always has you two come to, he'll never come back to me. And I was like, oh, girl, what you about to do, okay? So we cut to Effie and Tariq, okay? They're in Tariq's dorm room. And Tariq was telling, Effie about the whole Lauren situation and the recording. And Effie was like, Lauren was never the one for you, okay? Because when you're with her, you are never able to show her the real you, okay? And so they proceeded to kiss. And Tariq was like, hey, girl, I thought you said you didn't want any attachments or whatnot. And she was like, it's too late. And they proceed to have like a little passionate kiss. I was like, oh, I'm kind of liking this. I don't know, y'all. I hope Effie don't break my heart, y'all. Do y'all think Effie she gonna break Tariq's heart? I hope not. Oh, God. But, yeah, if she find out about Diana, I'm not ready, y'all. I'm not ready. So, y'all, we see Zeke. He's going up the stairs. I'm like, oh, these some steep stairs, y'all. Where he going at? So he tries to, approach his door, and he was about to knock on it, but he sees that it's open, y'all. So he sees Carrie's little toes just flying in the air, y'all. So it looks like Carrie hung herself, or it looks as though she has been hung. I feel like it's more of a suicide than an actual murder. Because Carrie, she was under a lot of stress, okay? She knew she was about to get fired, and she pretty much broke all of the codes and the oaths that she took when she became, an officer of the law and what have you. Okay, she lied on stand. She committed perjury. She's professionally probably effed up. You know what I'm saying? Her love life is effed up. She has all this death and sex around her. And she had a little wine in her, y'all. So she probably just went ahead and just took the L for herself. But I feel like, girl, you ain't have to do that. You ain't had to do that. Because I don't really feel like Monet, even though it looked like Monet was about to kill her, I don't think Monet killed her, y'all. But y'all, what do y'all think about this suicide? Like, don't get me wrong. I wanted Carrie to die, but I didn't want her to die. I was kind of banking on her and, Tate, they having a, happily ever after, over there influence and whatnot. But I didn't know if I wanted her to die. Just die. Just one die. But maybe by a gunshot, maybe. But not by suicide. I didn't want her to choose her own fate. You got out the easy way, Carrie. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I felt the way. I'm like, did I really want her to die? Oh, my emotions are all effed up, y'all. The people that I hated, I end up feeling sorry for them when they die. Like, this is no, viewer satisfaction going on here, okay? So, y'all, now, with Carrie dying, okay, is Tariq about to be free, okay? Or are they going to call Lauren back into the whole situation, okay? How is this going to wrap up? Because Tariq needs to get off next episode, okay? Although I do love the courtroom scenes, okay? But y'all, please let me know your thoughts about the whole situation. What was your favorite part of the episode, okay? Just drop down in the comments and conversate with your girl, okay? I know that's not a real word, but just rock with me, okay? Please like this video, share this video, leave me a comment, okay? And I will see you guys for episode 9, okay? Bye-bye.